Nobody expected Punch-kun to become the one the little babies would start watching. At first, it looked like a simple day at the zoo. Nothing seemed too dramatic. Nothing seemed too unusual. The rocks were quiet under the morning light. The air felt calm. The older monkeys moved with their usual confidence, and the smallest babies were scattered around, touching everything with those tiny, uncertain hands that make every movement feel fragile. One baby stepped forward. Another stopped and looked around. One climbed a little too fast, then paused as if the world had suddenly become too big. Their eyes were full of curiosity, but also full of questions. Where should I go? What should I touch? Who is safe? Who should I follow? And then right there near them was Punch-kun. He was not standing far away from the moment. He was not hiding from the babies. He was not simply watching from the outside. Punch-kun was close enough to become part of their little world. And that is what makes this scene so powerful. Because if someone only watched for a few seconds, they might think this was just cute play. A few baby monkeys moving around, Punch-kun nearby, little hands grabbing, little feet slipping, everyone exploring the rocks together. But this moment is not only cute. This moment feels important because it shows something deeper about Punch-kun. Shows how much he has changed. Not long ago, Punch-kun was the baby everyone worried about. He was the little one who looked unsure, the one who often seemed lost in his own thoughts, the one who needed comfort, safety, and someone close enough to make the world feel less frightening. He was the one viewers watched with concern. Would he be accepted? Would he be protected? Would he find his place? Would he ever feel truly safe? There were times when Punch-kun looked so small that it felt like the world around him was too heavy for his little heart. He would watch others carefully. He would hesitate before moving. He would stay close to the figures who made him feel protected. Sometimes his eyes looked like he wanted to join, but his body was not sure if it was safe. And now, suddenly, the story feels different. 'Cause the babies are watching him. They are looking at Punch-kun. They are following his movements. They are copying where he steps. They are studying how he climbs, how he pauses, how he reacts. And slowly, without any announcement, Punch-kun is no longer only the baby of the story. He is becoming someone the smaller ones look toward. Little guide, a gentle playmate, a young older brother, a tiny teacher for the babies who are only beginning to understand their world. And maybe Punch-kun does not even realize it. To him it may feel like normal play. Baby comes close. Another baby follows. One tiny monkey copies where he puts his hands. Another watches how he moves across the rocks. Another waits, as if Punch-kun's reaction will tell them whether it is safe to continue. But for the viewers, this moment feels emotional. Because the babies are not just playing near Punch-kun. They are learning from him. They are learning how to move, how to climb, how to explore, how to be curious without being completely afraid. Every small movement becomes a lesson. When Punch-kun climbs, they watch. When Punch-kun pauses, they pause. When Punch-kun stays calm, the space around them feels calmer too. And every time those tiny babies look at him, it almost feels like they are silently asking, what do we do next? Where do we go now? Is this safe? Can we come closer? Can we trust this place? And Punch-kun, without knowing it, becomes part of the answer. He becomes the one who shows them. That is what makes this story so touching. Punch-kun did not become confident overnight. He did not suddenly become brave in one perfect moment. His growth was slow, quiet, and full of uncertainty. He grew through small steps, through fear, through confusion, through lonely pauses, through watching others and trying to understand where he belonged. Through every moment when he stayed close instead of running away. Through every time he tried again, even when he did not look sure of himself. And now, all those little moments have brought him here. Surrounded by new babies, new tiny faces, new soft bodies, new curious hands, new little hearts just beginning to explore the world. They climb, they touch, they slip, they fall, they try again. They move with that wild baby energy that can change the whole feeling of a scene. And Punch-kun is right there. Not as the smallest one anymore. Not only as the monkey who needs everyone else, but as someone standing between two worlds. He is still young enough to understand the babies, but he has already learned enough to show them something. Not through words, not through commands, not like a human teacher. He teaches by being present, by moving, by playing, by stopping, by staying calm, by showing the babies that the world can be explored one small step at a time. And this is where the story becomes even more emotional, because Punch-kun is not a perfect big brother. He is still young. He still needs comfort. He still wants attention. He still has moments when he looks unsure. He may still feel confused when the babies receive care from others. He may still feel deep inside like a baby himself. And that is exactly why the scene feels real. Punch-kun is not suddenly strong in a perfect way. He is not always calm. He does not always know what to do. He does not become older just because smaller babies are beside him. But maybe that is why they connect with him. Because he is close enough to their world to understand them. He remembers what it feels like to be small. He remembers what it feels like to be uncertain. He remembers what it feels like to look around and not know where to go. He remembers what it feels like to need someone nearby. And now, when the little babies move around him, Punch-kun is standing in the place he once needed someone else to stand. Close, present, gentle, not perfect, but there. And sometimes that is what babies need most. They do not need a perfect teacher. They do not need someone who never makes mistakes. They need someone familiar. Someone close enough to follow. Someone who makes a frightening world feel a little safer. And Punch-kun may be becoming that someone. At first, the babies do not understand boundaries. They rush toward him with too much energy. They climb too close. They grab too quickly. They copy him in clumsy ways. They do not know that even though Punch-kun is older than them, he still has his own fears. That is what babies do. They do not always know when they are too rough. They do not always understand when someone needs space. They do not yet understand how careful gentleness has to be learned. But every time Punch-kun responds, he teaches them something. If he stays calm, they learn calm. If he moves gently, they learn gentleness. If he plays softly, they learn how to play. If he pauses instead of panicking, they learn that closeness does not have to be scary. This is why the moment feels so special. 'Cause it is not only play. It is growth. It is Punch-kun slowly learning to give the babies something he once needed himself. Patience, safety, presence, a reason not to be afraid. And maybe that is why Atamaru's presence matters so much. Atamaru does not need to be in the center of every scene. She does not need to do anything dramatic. Sometimes she simply stays nearby. Sometimes she watches quietly. Sometimes her calm presence makes the whole space feel safe enough for the younger ones to learn. And when Atamaru watches Punch-kun with the babies, it feels like she is watching him grow in real time. Not forcing him. Not pulling him away. Not stopping every tiny mistake. Just letting the moment happen. Letting the babies learn. Letting Punch-kun learn. Letting this new chapter open naturally. Because in the animal world, lessons do not come with speeches. Nobody tells Punch-kun, "You are the teacher now." Nobody tells the babies, "Follow him." Nobody explains what it means to become a big brother. Nobody announces when a new role begins. It happens quietly, through play, through watching, through copying, through small mistakes, through little pauses that look simple but mean much more than they seem. And maybe that is why Punch-kun's journey connects with people. 'Cause it feels like a story about growing up. Not growing up perfectly. Not growing up suddenly. Not growing up without pain. But growing up in a real, emotional way. He was once the baby people worried about. Now he is surrounded by even smaller babies. He was once the one looking for safety. Now other little monkeys are starting to look toward him. He was once unsure where he belonged. Now he may be helping the babies find their place too. And that is emotional. Because healing is not only about receiving love. Sometimes healing is also about becoming strong enough to give love back. And Punch-kun is slowly moving toward that. Not all at once, not like a dramatic hero, but quietly through little moments, through playful lessons, through babies copying him, through the way he reacts when they get too close, through the way he remains in their world instead of turning away completely. And as the babies move around him, there is a quiet tension in the story. Will Punch-kun accept this new role? Will he become patient enough? Will the babies overwhelm him? Will he feel jealous when the babies receive attention? Will he still want to be treated like the smallest one? Or will he surprise everyone by becoming the gentle little teacher they need? That is what keeps the moment alive. Because Punch-kun is teaching, but he is still learning. He is guiding, but he still needs guidance. He is becoming braver, but he is still soft inside. And that is what makes him feel real. If Punch-kun suddenly became perfect, the story would not feel honest. If he never hesitated, we would not recognize him. If he never looked unsure, the emotion would disappear. But Punch-kun is not perfect. Sometimes he looks confused. Sometimes he looks surprised by the baby's energy. Sometimes he may not know whether to play, step back, or look toward Atamaru. Sometimes it feels like he is still asking the same questions the babies are asking. Is this safe? Where do I belong? What should I do now? But every time he tries, it matters. 'Cause the babies are watching. They notice his movements. They notice his reactions. They notice who stays calm. They notice who feels safe to approach. And little by little, Punch-kun may become one of those safe figures. Not because he is the strongest. Not because he is the oldest. Not because he understands everything. But because he is close to them. Because he understands their world better than anyone else. He understands what it feels like to be small. He understands what it feels like to need reassurance. He understands what it feels like to search for a place where a little heart can feel safe. And maybe that is why the babies keep coming near him. Maybe they feel something gentle in him. Maybe they see him as familiar. Maybe they do not know his full story, but they feel his softness. Maybe they sense that Punch-kun is not far above them, but right beside them. And maybe Punch-kun feels something too. Maybe at first he feels confused. Maybe he wonders why they keep following him. Maybe he feels the pressure of being copied. Maybe he does not understand why these tiny babies keep watching every little thing he does. But somewhere inside, something new may begin to appear. Quiet sense of importance. A new feeling of purpose. A feeling that says, I am not only the one who needs help anymore. Maybe I can help too. That is a powerful change. Because for Punch-kun, growing up is not about becoming independent overnight. It is about learning that connection can change. It is about discovering that he can receive care and also give comfort in return. He can still need love, and yet still become someone smaller babies can follow. And the babies give him a reason to practice that. They bring chaos. They bring noise. They bring unpredictable little movements. They bring tiny challenges. But they also bring opportunity. The opportunity for Punch-kun to become patient. The opportunity for him to grow softer. The opportunity for him to learn that sharing space with smaller babies does not mean losing his own place. And that may be one of the biggest lessons for him. Because when new babies appear, everything changes. The attention changes. The energy of the group changes. The whole feeling of the zoo changes. Suddenly, there are new little ones people look at. New babies Atamaru may watch. New tiny monkeys who need care, protection, and guidance. But then something beautiful happens. Instead of disappearing from the story, Punch-kun begins to gain a new place inside it. He becomes the bridge between the older monkeys and the new babies. He is not fully grown, but he is not the smallest anymore. He understands both sides, the fear of being tiny, and the first quiet steps toward becoming braver. That is why this moment feels so emotional. Punch-kun does not teach from above. He teaches from beside them. He is still learning, still soft, still unsure sometimes, but he is far enough ahead to show the babies a path. A baby follows him, and suddenly his movement matters. A baby copies him, And suddenly his calm becomes a lesson. A baby comes too close and Punch-kun has to choose. Step away, stay gentle, or look toward Atamara for help. Every little choice becomes part of his growth. And maybe Atamara sees that. Maybe she watches quietly because she understands that Punch-kun cannot become stronger if every moment is protected for him. Sometimes he has to face the baby's energy. Sometimes he has to feel confused. Sometimes he has to discover that he can handle more than he thought. That is how growth works. Not in one giant step, but in many small moments, repeated again and again, until a frightened little heart becomes a little braver. And Punch-kun's heart is becoming braver. Once we watched him because we worried. Now we watch him because we wonder what he will become. That difference is beautiful. Worry becomes hope. Fear becomes curiosity. Loneliness becomes connection. The babies are not only playing near Punch-kun. They are revealing how far he has come. Their chaos brings out his patience. Their curiosity brings out his gentleness. Their need for guidance gives him a new purpose. And that is why this is not just a cute zoo scene. It is a story about change. It is a story about a little monkey who once needed everyone, and who may now become the reason someone smaller feels safe. Maybe Punch-kun is not ready for everything yet. Maybe he still gets overwhelmed. Maybe he still needs comfort. Maybe he still wants to be seen, loved, and protected. But that does not make the story weaker. It makes it stronger. 'Cause real growth is not perfect. Real growth is soft, messy, uncertain, and emotional. And that has always been Punch-kun's journey. So when you watch him with the babies, do not only see play. See the little lessons. See the tiny acts of courage. See the babies learning how to enter the world. See Punch-kun learning that he can be more than the one who needs help. See Atamaru watching as if she understands that this quiet moment matters. Punch-kun is still young. He is still learning. He is still soft inside. But now the babies are watching him. They are copying him. They are following him. They are beginning to trust him. And maybe, without even understanding it, Punch-kun is becoming a little teacher. The baby who once searched for comfort is becoming comfort for someone else. The little one who once needed guidance is becoming a guide. The monkey once watched with worry is now being watched with pride. And if you have followed Punch-kun from the beginning, this moment feels even more powerful. 'Cause you know what it means. You know how far he has come. You remember the Punch-kun who looked unsure. You remember the Punch-kun who needed reassurance. You remember the Punch-kun who made everyone wonder whether he would ever find his place. And now, seeing the babies look toward him, the whole story changes. Punch-kun became a little teacher for the babies. And without even knowing it, he taught everyone watching something too. He taught us that growing up does not mean forgetting your softness. He taught us that becoming stronger does not mean losing your heart. He taught us that even the little one who once needed everyone can one day become the reason someone else feels safe. So tell us in the comments, do you think Punch-kun is ready to become a gentle teacher for the babies? Or is he still a baby himself, learning right alongside them? Comment teacher if you believe Punch-kun is growing into this new role. Comment heart if this moment touched you. And if you want to follow Punch-kun's next chapter, subscribe. 'Cause the babies are watching him now. Atamaru is watching too. And Punch-kun, the little monkey who once needed everyone, may finally be learning how to be there for someone else. And that is why this moment matters. Nobody expected Punch-kun to become the one the babies would learn from. Not like this. Not the same Punch-kun everyone once watched with worry in their hearts. Not the same little monkey who often looked unsure, quiet, and almost too gentle for the world around him. Not the same baby who seemed to need comfort more than anyone else. But sometimes, the most emotional changes happen so quietly that you almost miss them. One day, you are watching Punch-kun as the little one who needs protection. And then, without any big announcement, without any dramatic sign, without anyone telling him what to do, you suddenly realize the babies are watching him. They are not just near him. They are not just playing around him. They are not just moving randomly through the same space. They are looking at him like he matters. They follow his hands. They follow his movements. They watch where he looks. They pause when he pauses. They lean closer when he touches something, almost as if Punch-kun has become a tiny guide in a world they do not yet understand. And that is what makes this story so touching. Because Punch-kun did not become a teacher by trying to be one. He became a teacher simply by being himself. The babies do not know his past. They do not know how many times people worried about him. They do not know how many moments made viewers feel protective of him. They do not know the soft, emotional journey that made Punch-kun so special to everyone who followed his story. The babies only know what they see now. And what they see is a young monkey close enough to understand them. Not an adult far above them. Not someone too strong, too distant, or too hard to approach. But Punch-kun, still soft, still gentle, still young, still learning himself. And maybe that is exactly why the babies trust him. Because he is not so far away from their world. He remembers what it feels like to be small, even if he cannot explain it. He remembers hesitation. He remembers looking around, unsure of what to do next. He remembers needing someone nearby, someone calm, someone who made the world feel less frightening. And now, somehow, he becomes that calm presence for the babies. That is the quiet beauty of this story. Punch-kun is still not fully grown. He still has moments when his face looks serious, confused, or almost lost in thought. He may still need comfort. He may still want attention. He may still feel unsure when the world around him becomes too noisy. But when the little babies come near him, something changes. He becomes more careful, more patient, more focused. Even if he does not understand what he is doing, his small actions become lessons. When Punch-kun picks something up, the babies watch. When he studies a twig, a leaf, a stone, or the ground beneath him, their little eyes follow. When he reaches out, they lean closer. When he touches something gently, they seem to wonder if they can touch it too. And in those tiny moments, Punch-kun becomes their little teacher. Not with words, not with rules, not with any plan, but through movement. That is how babies learn. They learn by watching. They learn by copying. They learn by staying close to someone who seems safe. They learn by seeing what another monkey does first. And when the babies choose to watch Punch-kun, it tells us something important. It tells us that Punch-kun has become part of their beginning. Maybe he does not know it. Maybe he is not trying to teach them. Maybe he only thinks he is exploring his own little world. But the babies are learning from him anyway. And that is why everyone melts. 'Cause this is not just cute. It is growth. It is Punch-kun becoming more than the little one everyone once worried about. It is Punch-kun standing between two worlds. Still young enough to understand the babies, but already grown enough to show them something. That is the emotional twist. He is not the smallest anymore. For so long, Punch-kun's story was about whether he would find safety, whether he would be accepted, whether he would be comforted when things became too much. His journey was full of softness, fear, hope, and little victories that made people feel connected to him. But now, with the babies watching him, the question changes. It is no longer only, will Punch-kun be okay? Now it becomes, who is Punch-kun becoming? Is he becoming a big brother? Is he becoming a guide? Is he becoming someone the babies can trust? Is he becoming the kind of gentle teacher that only a soft heart can become? That is what gives the story drama. 'Cause Punch-kun is not perfect. He may not always know how to react when a baby comes too close. He may not always understand why they are watching him. He may feel surprised when they copy him. He may even feel overwhelmed by their tiny energy, their curiosity, and their need to be near him. But that makes the story more real. A perfect teacher would not touch people's hearts the same way. Punch-kun touches hearts because he is still learning too. He is teaching the babies while still being a student of life himself. He is showing them how to explore while he is still exploring. He is becoming someone they follow, while he is still trying to find his own place. He is giving them quiet courage, even though his own courage is still growing. And that contrast is powerful. The baby monkeys look so small beside him. Their hands are tiny. Their eyes are wide. Their bodies move with that clumsy, uncertain energy that makes every step feel precious. They do not understand the world yet. They do not know what is safe, what is interesting, what should be touched, or what should be avoided. So they watch. They watch Punch-kun. And maybe, to them, Punch-kun looks like someone who knows more than they do. Not everything, but enough. Enough to follow. Enough to copy. Enough to trust for one small moment. And for a baby, one small moment of trust can mean everything. That is why this kind of scene feels bigger than it looks. On the surface, it may look simple. A monkey touches something. Babies sit nearby. Small eyes follow. Tiny bodies lean forward. Nothing dramatic seems to happen. But emotionally, something huge is happening. The babies are giving Punch-kun a new role. They are showing us a version of him we may not have noticed before. Punch-kun as the careful one. Punch-kun as the example. Punch-kun as the older brother. Punch-kun as the little teacher. And maybe the most beautiful part is that he never tries to force the role. He does not stand proudly over them. He does not act like he knows everything. He does not push them away or demand attention. He simply stays close to his little world, and the babies gather around it. That is what makes it feel natural. The babies are not learning because Punch-kun tells them to. They are learning because they want to understand what he understands. They are learning because curiosity pulls them closer. They are learning because Punch-kun feels safe enough to watch. Sometimes that is all a teacher needs to be. A safe example. Someone who makes the unknown look less frightening. And Punch-kun, without even knowing it, becomes that. There is something deeply emotional about seeing a young monkey become important to even younger ones. Because we remember the Punch-kun who needed reassurance. We remember the soft little face, the uncertain eyes, the moments where he seemed to be asking the world if he belonged. And now, smaller babies are asking the world those same questions. But instead of looking only to adults, they look toward Punch-kun too. That is full circle storytelling. The one who once needed guidance is becoming guidance. The one who once searched for comfort is becoming comfort. The one who once seemed lost is now helping others begin their own path. And maybe that is why this story feels like more than animal behavior. Feels like emotion. Feels like healing. Feels like growing up. Not growing up in a loud way. Not growing up by becoming fearless. Not growing up by losing softness. But growing up by learning that your softness can help someone else. Punch-kun's gentle nature was never weakness. Maybe it was always the part of him that would one day make the babies feel safe. The babies do not need him to be strong in the obvious way. They do not need him to fight, protect, or control everything around them. They only need him to be close enough, calm enough, and gentle enough for their curiosity to wake up. And he is. He may touch a leaf. They watch. He may pick up a small object. They move closer. He may pause and look down. They pause too. Every tiny action becomes a lesson. Not because it is perfect, but because it is shared. That is what makes the moment melt hearts. The babies are not just watching what Punch-kun does. They are watching who he is. Patient, curious, still young, still vulnerable, but present. And for a baby, presence can be the first lesson in trust. If Punch-kun stays, maybe this place is safe. If Punch-kun touches it, maybe I can look too. If Punch-kun does not panic, maybe I do not need to be afraid. That is how learning begins. Silent, emotional, and somewhere nearby the adults may watch too. Maybe Atamara sees it. Maybe Papa Kosuka would notice it if he were there. Maybe the whole group understands in a way we cannot fully explain. Punch-kun is changing. Not all at once. Not perfectly. Not without confusion. But he is changing. And the babies are part of that change. They are not only learning from him. They are also teaching him something. They teach him patience. They teach him what it feels like to be watched. They teach him that his actions matter. They teach him that even though he is still young, he can be important to someone smaller. And maybe that is a lesson Punch-kun needed too. Because when new babies appear, everything changes. Tension moves. The energy of the group shifts. The smallest ones suddenly become the center of everyone's care. For Punch-kun, that could have felt confusing. Would he be forgotten? Would he be pushed aside? Would everyone only watch the new babies now? But instead, something beautiful happens. The babies do not replace Punch-kun. They reveal him. They reveal his gentleness. They reveal his patience. They reveal the quiet older brother side of him. They reveal that Punch-kun still has more chapters to show us. And this may be one of the most touching chapters yet. Because people love seeing Punch-kun not only as the one who needs love, but as the one who gives something back. He gives the babies a model. He gives them curiosity. He gives them a small reason to come closer. He gives them the feeling that learning can be safe. And he gives viewers something too. Hope. Hope that the little one we worried about is growing. Hope that softness can become strength. Hope that even the most vulnerable hearts can one day help someone else. That is why the story works even when the footage is not one perfect scene. It does not need one exact moment to be true emotionally. Because the story is about the idea. Punch-kun is slowly becoming a guide for the babies. He is moving into a new role. He is not just surviving his own childhood anymore. He is becoming part of someone else's. And that is powerful. Every time the babies gather near him, the story feels alive. Every time they look at him, the audience feels the change. Every time Punch-kun stays calm, it feels like another small step in his growth. And maybe the babies feel it too. Maybe they do not understand it the way we do, but they know the feeling. They know that near Punch-kun they can watch. They can wonder. They can learn. They can come closer. And Punch-kun, even if he does not know how much it means, lets them. That is what makes him special. He does not need to become a perfect teacher. He only needs to remain a gentle one. And that is exactly who Punch-kun is. The babies may not remember these first lessons, but those lessons matter. The first times they watch someone explore. The first times they copy someone's movement. The first times they feel curious instead of afraid. Punch-kun becomes part of those beginnings. Tiny teacher. Soft guide. A young monkey showing even younger ones that the world can be touched, explored, and understood one small moment at a time. And that is why everyone melted. Because nobody expected Punch-kun to teach the babies like this. Nobody expected the little monkey who once needed guidance to become guidance. Nobody expected the one who looked so unsure to become someone the babies would watch. Nobody expected his gentle heart to turn into the kind of quiet strength that others could follow. But that is exactly what makes Punch-kun's story so beautiful. He keeps surprising everyone. Not by becoming loud. Not by becoming fearless. Not by becoming someone completely different. But by becoming more himself. More gentle. More patient. More important. And maybe that is the real lesson Punch-kun teaches. Not only to the babies but to everyone watching. You do not have to lose your softness to grow. You do not have to become perfect to matter. You do not have to be the strongest to guide someone. Sometimes being gentle is enough. Sometimes staying close is enough. Sometimes the baby everyone once worried about can become the little teacher everyone is proud of. So tell us in the comments, do you think Punch-kun is ready to become a teacher for the babies? Do you think the little monkeys truly trust him? Or is Punch-kun still learning right beside them, becoming braver one tiny moment at a time? Comment teacher, if you believe Punch-kun is growing into this new role. Comment babies, if this moment melted your heart. And comment punch, if you think this little monkey is becoming someone truly special. 'Cause the babies are watching him now. And Punch-kun may not understand it yet. But every small thing he does could be teaching them more than anyone expected.